Hey, it's your boy BrogiNaric back again with another review. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Jurassic World Dominion, which was directed by Colin Trevorrow, recently just came out, and this is the third movie in the Jurassic World trilogy. This is the sixth movie in the Jurassic Park franchise, and I love the first Jurassic Park. Second one is okay, never saw the third, but I've seen all three of the Jurassic World movies, and I'm not a fan of the Jurassic World franchise. And the first one was okay, you know, sort of like what's the Force Awakens? It's like, oh, it's the first movie, but kind of different. The second one was terrible. The first half I liked, the second half I didn't like. And this movie is a mixed bag. This is going to be non-spoilers for a little bit, and then I'm going to get into spoilers. So the basic synopsis is 1 year after Fallen Kingdom. The world is kind of going out of control because all the dinosaurs have been released. Now that there's this new threat that pops up that can harm the environment, characters have to deal with this, and also the little girl from the previous movie and the baby dinosaur get kidnapped, and they have to be saved because they can kind of offer a solution to this new threat that's attacking the world. And that's essentially the non-spoilery plot of this. It's kind of like it's so bad it's good, at least to me. It's kind of like it's so bad it's good, because I can see why people might like this movie, because it's got a lot of action. It's got dinosaurs doing stuff, kind of, for the most part, but it doesn't really land on the premise of the world dealing with dinosaurs in their everyday life. They give you some of that early on in the movie, and then that's completely gone. And it kind of goes back to the heroes coming together to save the world at a facility. It's not necessarily a park, but it's a facility where the dinosaurs are being held. And there's two different storylines kind of going on. You got the storyline with the original characters, Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum's characters. That's the good stuff. I love all of that stuff was great. They came back, they did a great job. And then you got the other stuff with the newer characters, Owen, played by Chris Pratt, and Bryce Dallas Howard's character. That stuff is kind of a different movie. The stuff with the older squad feels like Jurassic Park, and then the stuff with them feels like Jason Bourne or Mission Impossible, but there's some dinosaurs thrown into it. It's a very weird vibe that this movie has. So I want to go give it a grade real quick. My grade would be a D or 3.5 out of 10. That's essentially my grade. So there you go. That's it for non-spoilers. I'm going full spoilers now. So early on in the movie, it gives you a little bit of a hint of what life is like with dinosaurs being there. You got, there's a friggin' pterodactyl living on top of the Freedom Plaza. There's dinosaurs at the logging cabinet. For some reason, that was the thing in this movie. A lot of dinosaurs were living in cold inhabited areas for some reason. Now, maybe I don't know my history with dinosaurs. I thought they were cold-blooded. Maybe they are, but I guess since they're birds, I guess they're warm-blooded, I guess. So maybe, but it was just odd seeing a lot of dinosaurs in cold areas. A lot of frozen snow areas in Nevada, and a lot of cold areas in Italy. Most of this movie takes place in various parts of Italy. You got the girl from the last movie, the dinosaur clone girl, which was ridiculous, that freed all the dinosaurs. She's living and hiding with Owen and Claire. They're now a couple, and they're kind of keeping her away from society because they know that there's people out there looking for her. She gets kidnapped. Blue is on there. It lives near them, and somehow Blue had a baby. Apparently they didn't know this for a whole year, that Blue was running around with a baby, but Blue has a baby. And for some reason this is surprising, because the dinosaurs aren't genetically supposed to be able to birth offspring, very much like the first movie. Although in the first movie they do show you that, hey, the dinosaurs somehow figured out a way to give birth to male and female offspring. I don't know why they're surprised in the sixth movie, but they are. They get kidnapped. The girl and the dinosaur gets kidnapped. So Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have to figure out a way to track her down. She's been sold to this company. I forget the name of the company, but it's ran by this guy named Louis Dodgson, played by Campbell Scott. And he's a very weird billionaire. He's kind of got like a Bill Gates sort of Mark Zuckerberg vibe, where he's very awkward and stammery and doesn't really complete his sentences. And at first it was awkward, but then I realized that was the character. So that was his performance. Now, I didn't realize that this guy was supposed to be the dude that sold Newman he was the one that was working with Newman to steal the DNA off the island. I didn't realize he was supposed to be that same character. It's not important. It doesn't really enhance the character, but finding that out after the fact, I was like, oh, okay. But I guess that's a callback. But anyway, he's useless, and his whole thing is he runs this big company doing all these different things. He has this reserve in Italy where he's got all these different dinosaurs hanging out and living their best life. And he's got people coming in, these young interns and all of that, to help work as sort of like his Imagineers, sort of like a Disney sort of vibe, having young people coming in to learn and intern there. He also is in the crop business, and for some reason he's working with BD Wong, who should be fucking locked up. He's not locked up in any of the movies, and he's not locked up at the end of this movie. And I think this should have been the final straw. But anyway, he's there. They created these locusts, prehistoric locusts. They genetically made these prehistoric locusts that they release, and they attack the crops, but they don't attack the crops that his company produces, and he's going to use that as a way to leverage people buying his crops, because he's an evil asshole, even though he wants to help the world, kind of. I don't know how that's affecting it. But anyway, the locusts, lo and behold, get out of control, and they're just wrecking everybody's crops. And that's the big thing that's attacking the planet now. It's not just dinosaurs run amok, it's evil bugs are eating everyone's crops. So we got to deal with that. And that's what the old squad is dealing with, because they've been invited to investigate, very much like the first movie when they're invited to see if the park is feasible. And they're brought in thanks to Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, who's working for the guy. And they make it seem like he's gone bad. And he basically kind of makes it like he's like, look, he says it even in the movie. He's the best character in the whole movie, because he says everything that a normal person would be saying, like he did in the first two movies. The first two movies. And he's just like, look, I've tried to tell y'all this stuff for 30 damn years. Nobody's listened to me, so I'm just gonna cash out. And then he's, working for the guy, writing books and all of that. But he's secretly there to spy on him, because there was another guy that works there, a young black guy, Ramsey, is the one that called him in to be a whistleblower. So now he's brought the others in to help expose what's going on at the company. And Ramsey, he was a cool character. He was evil business guy's right-hand man, but he's like secretly working behind his back to expose his evil fuckery. But anyway, Jeff Goldblum was great. He had all the best lines. He had some of the funniest moments, especially when he was interacting with Chris Pratt and he was pointing out how fucking stupid Chris Pratt's character is, where he's like, wait, you train raptors? Like, how do you train dinosaurs? And he's like, oh, well, we got some sort of relationship and respect. He's like, you have respect with a dinosaur? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't. Alan Grant, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern, they're great. Like I said, they're great. Their chemistry is still great. They still have this awkward chemistry because, it's been 30 years. He's still alone. She's got 2 kids, but she's divorced. And, it's all good stuff. All their stuff is great. I got to say, all their stuff is great. And if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, just share and subscribe to the channel. My analytics say that 80% of y'all are watching, but y'all not subscribed. So just go ahead and subscribe to your boy, and stay connected with you, to really use your help, trying to hit a goal this year. So hit subscribe, like the video. That's all I'm asking. But thanks, and let's get back to the video. Owen and Claire are in Italy, and they're working with the black dude from the first movie, who you may recognize, but he's not working at Jurassic World. He's working for this agency that's supposed to be tracking down dinosaur trafficking and all that. And so they work with him. There's this weird sort of underground area. It's kind of Star Wars-y. It feels like the cantina, like Mos Eisley cantina, but they got all this Jabba's palace, and they got dinosaur fights and dinosaur food and dinosaurs stashed away or whatever. And they bring back that stupid plot from the second movie where, if you have a dinosaur that's trained to be an assassin and you hit the target with a laser, and then the dinosaur just go after that target until it's killed. They bring that back, and it's just as stupid as it was in that movie. Because if you are there to point the laser at the target, you can just shoot the goddamn target. You don't need to unleash dinosaurs to chase the target. And they do that because there's this lady there that's like arms. She's a weapons dealer, but she's dealing dinosaurs now. She's working with the business guy to try to bring the girl into his island, and they get Owen and Claire find them there. And conveniently, there's this lady. What was her name? Kayla, who's played by DeWanda Wise. She was a pilot that brought the baby dinosaur and the girl to the guy, and she saw her. She has a change of heart when she realizes that they're looking for their daughter and da da da. She was a good character though, I will say. DeWanda Wise as Kayla was a very good addition. She was fun. She was swagged out. She kind of had like a Han Solo-y vibe where she's kind of a scoundrel, but she's got a heart of gold thing going on. She was fun. So there's a lot of act. This is when the movie kind of turned this like Jason Bourne and Mission Impossible with dinosaurs. So once the lady realized she's been found out, she had these dinosaurs. It's like 4 raptors or whatever that were bred to be assassins. And once she realized she's been found out, she just unleashes them. So there's literally moments where the agents are there with guns on her. She unleashes the dinosaurs and tags them with the lasers. And then once the dinosaurs unleashed, they proceed to run from the dinosaurs. Why do they not just fucking shoot the dinosaurs in the goddamn head? I get it. Oh, we don't want to show animal cruelty. No, fuck that. These are raptors. You have guns. Shoot them in the goddamn head. It was so ridiculous. So dinosaurs are unleashed. People are getting killed. And it gets even crazier when Chris Pratt gets on his motorcycle and he's driving through Italy because, before that, Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard, she got a lot more to do. That's always been a problem with her in these movies. They don't give her shit to do. She does a lot in this movie. Most of it is her running for her life and almost getting eaten by dinosaurs, but it's actually pretty fun. She somehow knows parkour. I don't know. Bryce Dallas, they showed in the Jurassic World, she knows how to run in hills. So she's running her ass off, doing parkour off the roofs. The raptors doing parkour, chasing her. It's fucking ridiculous. But it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's stupid, but it's kind of fun. So she's getting chased. She gets saved by the pilot, Kayla, and they're like, "Hey, I can fly you to where your daughter is, but we got to make it quick." So they're still getting chased. She clotheslines one of the raptors with this metal pole, and they were on like a Jeep or something. Anyway, so they're getting away. Chris Pratt is still getting chased by the raptors on the motorcycle. He's going downtown. There's the dinosaurs down. The other 2 sort of, not T-Rexes, but they were sort of like T-Rexes. They got loose and they're downtown, and like you can see people like running away from them, but you can also see people that's strolling down the street like they don't notice that the 2 fucking T-Rexes are there. It's so fucking stupid. So they make it on the plane. While they're on the plane flying back at the facility, Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler are trying to get the DNA evidence of locusts. So then so that was plot 1. The dinosaurs with the laser. They brought that back. Fucking stupid, and they show you that it's fucking stupid. Then it gets even dumber. So at the end of the second movie, we find out that the little girl wasn't just a regular little girl. She's a clone of the old man's daughter who died from a sickness. And so they bring that back, because that was stupid enough. And then somehow, because she's a clone, she's also a dinosaur. So her and the dinosaurs are the same. I literally thought there was gonna be a moment where she could actually talk to the dinosaurs and they can understand her. But everybody can talk to dinosaurs in this movie. It makes no sense. But anyway, as long as you do this, keep putting your hand up. You put that hand up, boy. Chris Pratt was in this movie every time. He had that hand, boy. That motherfucker. Oh man, that shit was so stupid. So anyway, she's being interrogated. Well, not interrogated, but she's talking to BD Wong, who, like I said, should be fucking arrested. And he tells her the true story of her origin. So not only is she's the clone of the old guy's daughter from the previous movie, but she's not actually the clone. She's her daughter and the clone, because we find out that the daughter, didn't die as a little girl like we thought in the previous movie. She actually grew up. She was a scientist. She was at the first Jurassic Park. She was a scientist at the first Jurassic Park, and she wanted to have her own daughter. So she was the one, not the grandfather or the father. She was the one that created the clone of the little girl that she actually gave birth to. And she also cured, because the reason the daughter died, she had some sort of crazy sickness, and she was smart enough to clone her daughter, or make a clone of herself, aka her daughter, but also cure the sickness. I don't know why she didn't just cure the sickness and stay alive. She had to clone herself to cure the sickness. So she gave birth to her own clone. So that's fucking weird. And then it gets even crazier, because now they want to stop the locusts, because they realize that the locust is getting out of control. So BD Wong is like, hey, there's some sort of secret between you and the baby dinosaur where you can somehow reproduce. Actually, I don't even know why the baby dinosaur was there, but I can't remember. But the girl, he can then take whatever the mom did to make the cure. He can then make another sort of vaccine or whatever that can then kill all the locusts. Once he pests it in one of the locusts, it can spread to the other locusts, and that would kill off the other locusts. But he needs her DNA that the mom created to add that to the locust, then that can kill the locust. And then also Blue was able to give birth to a dinosaur. We don't know how, but he put monitor lizard DNA in there. Monitor lizards can produce asexually. So I'm assuming that's how Blue could reproduce asexually, but I don't know. He's confused about that one. So they get loose. They're trying to meet up. Malcolm is escaping thanks to Ramsey. The others are escaping through this tunnel cave area, which is filled with all these fucking sort of monitor lizards, sort of like dinosaurs. So they got to fight them off with blowtorch. No one has a gun. No one has guns. That's happening. They get saved by Malcolm. Owen and Claire and the girl, they're in the plane. They get hit by dinosaurs because the system that stops the dinosaurs from flying at a certain level is off. So they get attacked by dinosaurs. Claire is in the parachute. I mean, she gets ejected because there's only one parachute, but somehow she's in the chair. There's one parachute, but there's actually two parachutes because when she gets launched, there's a parachute. It gets ripped. She hits the thing again. There's another parachute that also gets ripped, and then she's trapped in the woods. Owen and Kayla crash on the ice, and then they gotta fight this dinosaur on the ice. Then they gotta track her down. And there was a really good scene with Bryce Dallas Howard's character where she's sneaking around. It's this big dinosaur with kind of feathers, long neck. I think it's blind. I don't know, but it's smelling, and it's got these long claws on. I don't know what the name of this dinosaur was. This shit was creepy. And there's a moment where she's like crawling and she's trying to hide from it. She's like under the water, and the dinosaur's mouth is like right here at like that shit was cool. That was a good suspenseful scene. I will give them that. And then the two groups meets in the woods, and they meet at this facility area. Which, and this is the other thing. I couldn't understand how the place was connected, because there's the big facility surrounded in the ring, and then there's like a little outpost out in the woods. And they're trying to break into it. They have to not fight a T-Rex, but they have to get away from the T-Rex. And Malcolm does the thing with the fire to distract it and all that. I thought somebody was gonna die, but they get in there and they realize they gotta reconnect the aerial defense thing so they can fly out and don't have to worry about the dinosaurs attacking them. And conveniently, it's based on the same system that was at the first Jurassic World. So Claire, she knows how to hack the system. And so it gets even dumber. There was a moment where when they took the DNA from the locusts got all riled up and they're stuck in this room. And the main evil science guy, he sets them on fire. He tries like, all right, I got to kill this project. So he incinerates the locusts, right? So the locusts are in this room on fire, and they manage to break through the air vents, and they fly out onto the rest of the park. There's a big swarm of locusts that are on fire, like one of God's plagues. And they just start falling out of the sky. They're still alive, mind you. These locusts are so powerful. They're on fire, and they're still alive. Fireproof locusts, or flame-resistant locusts. And they crash, they start to fall out of the sky, and they start setting the park on fire. So now the park's on fire, because the fire did not kill the locusts. So then they evacuate the park by pulling in all the dinosaurs back inside to the little facility area away from the fire. Everyone in the cast is in the other outposts, and they're trying to do the different things. So you got Owens and Alan Grant and the girl go to get the baby dinosaur because he made a promise to Blue that he would find her baby. And Jeff Goldblum calls out how fucking stupid that is. He's like, you made a promise to a dinosaur? So anyway, so they're doing that. The women, Claire and Ellie Statler, they got to walk to reboot the electricity, because the electricity is kind of going out. They got to turn on the generators or whatever, because flaming locusts have fucked up the wires or whatever. So they're in this room. Somehow the locusts crashed into this area too. So there's burnt dead locusts all over the place. They slowly walk past the locusts, and Jeff Goldblum once again says, they're dead. Why are you walking so slow? Speed up. So they do. It's a little comedy with them rebooting the system. As soon as they cut the lights back on, all the locusts all of a sudden just happen to come back to life, and then they're flying all over the place. So they gotta fight through the locust. It was so fucking unnecessary. I guess they wanted to give the women an action scene. No, it was stupid. So they get back. The black lady, she's starting the plane. And before all of this happened, I forgot to mention, because this is where the editing got weird. The dude that was the whistleblower, Ramsey, he was in the office talking to the boss. And the boss thought that, he's like, yeah, we got to get out of here. But you're like my number one guy, you know, come with me, we can get out of here. And Ramsey just looks at him like, nah, I'm not doing that. And he leaves. So the Dodson, he's like, oh, okay, well, screw it. So he gets his stuff and he's going to get on the train to escape. Literally. So he's in his office, right? He's going to get on the little bullet train thing to escape. Literally the next scene, I swear to God, it was like breakneck speed. Out of nowhere. But everyone is at the outpost. Remember, there's the big facility and then there's an outpost way sort of out in the jungle or out in the forest area. Out of nowhere, they're like, oh man, we don't know how to get into the system. How are we going to do it? Ramses literally just walks out of the shadow like, hey, I can help you guys. And I was sitting there like, what? Weren't you just in the damn office? Like, how did you get there? But the other dude is trying to get on the train to get out. Like, how did you get there so fast? Are they connected? Like, I don't, it was just weird how that was edited. I don't know. It was weird. It's like, how are you just in the office building? Literally next scene, you're just right there to walk in on that scene. Like that I didn't get that. So the boss is trying to escape on the train, and the power goes out. This is when the power goes out at this point. He gets off the train and he sees the little spit, the little spit dinosaurs, and of course it's basically the same way that Newman died in the first movie. And now I get the reference because he was the guy that helped Newman out and he got killed, so he basically dies the same way. He crawls back into the train and oh no, there's two others there, and he just gets all the spit in his face, and then they eat his ass. So that's how he died. They get the system back on. So now all they got to do is fly the plane, or they got to get to the not the plane. It was a helicopter. I keep saying plane. It was a big sort of helicopter that had wings on it. So they got to get to the landing pad to the helicopter. So they got to run from the little outpost that they were at, and then somehow they end up right back inside the area where the dinosaurs were herded into. So now they got to run past the dinosaurs because all the dinosaurs are hanging out. It does the same thing it did in Jurassic World, where they have this showdown, because this whole time they've been hinting, well not hinting, but they've been showing that there's the T-Rex, which is the apex predator. But no, it's not the apex predator, because there's the Giga something, which is actually the biggest carnivore that we found with dinosaurs. So it's a little bit bigger than the T-Rex, and they've been beefing this entire movie. So now it's the final showdown. And they get into a fight, and everybody's got to run around them and dodge as they're getting into a fight. And the Gigasaurus like stomps the shit out of the T-Rex, almost like it breaks his neck. And then the other dinosaur that was fucking with Claire with the long claws and the long neck comes in, like it's ready to fight. So then the Gigasaur and that dinosaur get to fighting, and then of course the friggin' T-Rex is there, and then it wakes up like John Cena and gets his second win, and then they double team the Gigasaur where the T-Rex like bites it and like pushes it into the other the long neck dinosaur with the long claws, and he just stabs the shit out of it, and then it roars. They get on the helicopter. Oh no! And then they're running towards the helicopter, and this is a big cast. It's Sam, it's Alan Grant, Ellie, Claire, Owen, the pilot, and Jeff Goldblum's character, and the little girl, and the baby dinosaur, which is knocked out. They're all the 7 people. They're all and Ramses. That's right, and Ramses. So yeah, 8 people. They're all running to the helicopter. Then out of nowhere, fucking BD Wong pops up, and he's like, "Hey, take me with you, because I can save the world." And it's like, yeah, he can save the world. So come on. So they all get in the helicopter and they get the fuck out of there. And it was kind of weird to see a Jurassic Park movie where there's literally 9 survivors. That was kind of odd. I'm just saying, 9 people survived a Jurassic Park situation. But I was happy that I'm happy that all 3 black people in this movie that had more than 2 lines did not die. I gotta clap it up for that. That is amazing. And I did like the moment when Ramsey got on the plane and there was a quick moment, but it was him and Kayla, they saw each other, they both nodded at each other like, yeah, we getting the fuck up out of here. So I did appreciate that. That was funny. So they get out of there, and then fucking BD Wong, he finds the genetic thing and he releases it, so that gets rid of the locusts. For some reason, he's still not arrested. I don't know why he was able to do that and not be in handcuffs immediately after. The girl accepts Owen and Claire as her parents, and Alan and the lady, they're gonna be a couple, and her, Alan, and Ian Malcolm are gonna testify yet again to the government that, hey, dinosaurs are fucking terrible. And I think that was the end of the movie, right? Oh, Blue gets her baby back. And then everybody hugs. Yeah, and then that's the end. It's terrible. It's not a good movie. But it's kind of so good it's bad in a way, at least to me. This, to me, is kind of like Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know a lot of people fucking hate Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's a terrible movie. I unironically enjoy that movie because it's so bad it's good. I like it more than the first Amazing Spider-Man. I hate the first Amazing Spider-Man because it's kind of like the first Jurassic World, where it's just redundant regurgitation of the first movie. At least the second movie, they tried something different. It didn't always work, and it's fucking terrible, but I had more fun watching it. So after watching this movie, it's bad. It's definitely a bad movie, but there's still enough action, enough kills, enough different dinosaurs, and like I said, they do a great job with the original characters. They did a really good job with the original characters and how they acted and had them portrayed much better than what Disney did with the original Star Trek actors. Not Star Trek, Star Wars actors. So I gotta give them props on that one. They didn't, they made sure the main three got to reunite on screen. They didn't kill them off and then the other one died and then they can't do the reunion. They didn't do that. So now, in terms of, nostalgia, yeah, it's there. But I'm not that in love with the franchise to notice all of the nostalgic callbacks or necessarily care, but it is there. It's definitely not on the level of Top Gun Maverick, though. Top Gun Maverick did that shit with precision. They killed it with that. And this is just, it is what it is. Colin Trevorrow, he directed this. I think this is the second Colin Trevorrow movie I've seen. The man's got good directing skills, but his writing is terrible. He don't need to be writing no more screenplays. Just direct that shit. His script, I don't know what it is with him and these scripts, because the same shit happened with Fallen Kingdom, where that felt like two movies fused together. This doesn't feel like two movies fused together. It's just the plot lines and plot twists are just ridiculous. So those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. You don't have to watch this in theaters. I would say just wait for it to pop up on Peacock or whatever the hell when it's on streaming. You don't have to rush out to see this in theaters. But if you want to see a fun, good, bad movie, go check it out. I think the kids will like it. It's got a couple of scares. It's not too scary, but it's got an excitement, like I said, with the action and all that. So I think kids will enjoy it. But yeah, that's all I got to say for Jurassic World Dominion. Let me know what you thought about the movie in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos. Peace.